We will be starting soon. Wait up, everybody. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm done testing the audio. Seems like it's good. So stream health looks fine. Yep, excellent. No dropped frames. We good. All right, let's start then. Hello everybody. It's yet another drawing stream. I don't plan on just being well, I think I've talked about this already, but I definitely don't plan on being purely, an art channel. No, this is just how I wanted to start for some reason. I don't know, maybe it was because it was the most chill way to start. I thought, yeah, I don't know. Like, you can just zone out and talk about whatever you want, especially when drawing. Okay, I'm gonna stop the monologue and I'm just gonna get to it, I think. Yeah, okay. Make sure that it looks all right. Yep, it's there. All right. So I remember that I was doing these lines that I then deleted. I fixed them afterwards because it's kind of just easier to do it this way. Which, I mean, it definitely is. I definitely think this was a good idea. A good idea of mine. Not a few of those. Not many of those. But when I do have a good idea, it's a pretty good idea, honestly. Not to brag or anything, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so what do I plan to do in the future after I'm done with this drawing? Well, obviously, I do plan on doing more drawing streams. That's this is not just a one-time thing. But I also just want to stream in general, different things, just talking about topics, maybe I don't know, some kind of weird podcast, maybe I don't know, what could you call this? Yeah, like a podcast, or I don't know. Maybe I could also talk about, this show, Shikanoko Nokonoko Koshitantan. I could talk about the show, I could talk about, anime in general, not VTubers, because, yeah, I could talk about that for, a good amount of time. Definitely. But also gaming streams, sure. I'm not much of a gamer, to be fair. But I do like gaming every now and then. What do I like to play? Well, not a lot of stuff, to be honest with you. Like when I say that I'm not much of a gamer, I don't just mean that I'm bad at games. I just mean that I don't really play that often, and not many. I don't play a big variety of games. In fact, you know, if you see me actually playing a game, there's a high chance that it's probably gonna be one of the OG God of War games, the Greek games, the good ones. You didn't hear that from me though. But yeah. Yeah. But generally, I don't really play a lot of games. I mean, Minecraft is kind of like an old classic of mine, from when I was young. So yeah, I mean, that's another example. But in general, I don't really play many games. I don't know. Maybe in the future I could. I mean, who knows, right? But maybe I could play the Sparking Zero at some point. I mean, it's really expensive, but you never know. It might be on sale one day, one of these days. I mean, that means I'm probably gonna have to play it like years from now, but that's fine. I'm used to that, to be honest. Same with shows. Most shows I watch, except this one, I only really watch years later, after the hype has died down and the fan base is already either well established or just straight up dead. I kind of do it in purpose, but also not. I don't know. I guess I just I'm not really one of those people who likes to jump on like hype trains and stuff. Like, I didn't just jump onto the show because of the hype. All right, it's definitely not just the hype. I mean, obviously the memes and the hype definitely helped introduce me to the show, but it wasn't, just that. It wasn't just that what made me decide to actually watch the show. And it's not the reason why I'm still watching the show. I bet a lot of people are still watching it because it's still, a new show and it's kind of hot, and I mean by hot, I mean just like, it's still kind of a trending in a way. People are still talking about the show. But, I bet those people that you see talking about the show, once it's over, once, all 12 episodes are out, I mean, I'm just kind of assuming it's a 12 episode show. I mean, I hope not, to be honest. I would much rather have the show go on for way longer than that, to be honest with you. I'm really enjoying it, but whatever. But like, yeah, you can, that there's gonna be a lot of people who just watch the show for the hype of it, and they're just never gonna talk about it ever again. Definitely not me though. That, like, I definitely, this show, like, this show, I like it a lot. I can say, I can already tell you that. I mean, I talked about this a little bit last stream too. I'm definitely gonna miss this show when it's over, So I really hope that after this season is over, we eventually, maybe a year from now, or maybe a little longer, but hopefully not, we get a confirmation of a season 2. I hope so. I seriously hope so. I mean, you would think so, right? I mean, with all the reception the show got. I mean, yeah, sure, it is thanks to the memes, but it still got a lot of reception. And obviously not everybody's gonna stay. Like I said, a lot of the people who are watching it now are only really watching it because it's kind of popular, in a way. People are talking about it, but it's like reaction channels in general. They do that kind of thing. They just kind of watch whatever is popular for the views, I get it though. I respect the grind, kind of. Still though, I would much rather people actually watch something they actually want to watch, and not just force themselves to watch something purely because they know it's gonna bring in the views. But it'd be like that. People are like that. The algorithm is like that too. So yeah. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, I seriously hope we get a confirmation of a continuation eventually of the show. Like I said, if a year or a bit more than a year goes by and we don't get a confirmation, I might just have to jump in and watch and read the manga. It would be the first time that I actually sit down and read a manga, if that's the case, though, because I've never actually read manga. I mean, like, okay, maybe like a page or two, but like I've never actually sit down and properly read any manga. I've never read a whole chapter of a manga. Never have. I'm not saying I never will, because like I said, like I might just do it. This show might just take my first time of reading manga. Yeah. I don't know if this even looks correct. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I don't actually know how these things work, these skirts. I do not know. Oh, crap. Hopefully it looks okay. Alright. Well, I mean, could be worse, I guess. Yeah, could be worse. That does not look correct. What the heck? Wait, what am I doing? Wait a second. I think I'm doing this horribly wrong. Like the opposite of how I should be doing it. Ah, man. Wait, how do I... Okay, well, I mean, I guess that kind of works. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know. I don't understand how skirts work. I mean, I know they're a piece of clothing. I mean, I know that much. But, that's it. I do like skirts, though. I mean, what I mean is I like watching, anime girls wearing cute skirts. It's pretty nice. Dang it. Jeez. Come on, man. Sure, bruh. Sure. Alright. This BGM is actually kind of growing on me. I mean, still, I might change it in the future, but it's really not bad. I mean, it's pretty chill. Like, it works for this kind of stream, but I don't know if it would work for like a talking stream or like a podcast. I think for a podcast I would probably go for a more slightly more upbeat BGM, probably. Either that or just a straight up some heavy metal. Well, maybe not heavy metal, but like some kind of rock BGM, still copyright free, of course. But yeah, I don't know, man, this does not look correct. What the heck is this? Yeah, I really screwed up. I do not know what the heck I was trying to do here. The more I look at it, the less this makes sense. Yeah. Hmm. Wait a second. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. How do I do this? So, well, okay. So I think I can think of one way to do this. To be just like this, then like that, and like that. Yeah. Then that makes way more sense, right? I think. I mean, yeah. Sure. Sure. Why not? I mean, okay. I mean, the angle looks kind of weird, though. Yeah. I don't know if that really makes any sense for it to look like that, actually. Thinking about it, like, in reality, would that really look like that? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Maybe it would be, you know, maybe less pronounced. Maybe it would be like this. Oh man, come on. Maybe like this. Oh, wait a sec. Oh man, this sucks. Come on. All right. Shoot. There we go. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's much better, but whatever. It's just a small detail. I mean, like, people are really gonna tell. I mean, they're gonna tell. Like, you know, people are gonna tell. However, should I really worry about that? I don't know. Yeah, I think as long as in general it looks fine, it shouldn't matter if it doesn't look, you know, 100% accurate or just correct. I mean, like, look at AI art. I mean, to be fair though, you know, I think, okay, no, actually I'm not gonna talk about that kind of stuff. You know, like I already said before, I don't really want to get too much into, I don't know, quote unquote controversial topics. So yeah, let's just leave it at that. All right. Well, yeah, I don't know. You know, I remember trying to make content years before, and kind of pushing myself to be like a little too like hyper, or like my voice way higher. And I mean, I do think maybe I could eventually pull that kind of thing off, but I don't know. I think it's just a lot more comfortable for me to just talk like this. You know, yeah, like I just feel a lot more, you know, chill. Of course, you know, that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna do any kind of voice at all at some point. I mean, obviously, you know, if I want to make a stupid joke with a funny voice, I will, you know, like I can. But yeah, overall, I just think this is gonna be my, you know, at least for a while, maybe in the future, you know, once I get more used to this, I might actually, you know, try to, you know, just like most content creators, eventually find my voice, I guess, if you want to say it that way. And by that I mean, you know, like how if you look back at a person when they first started, and then look at them now, it's like their whole voice, their persona are so different. Not always, but in a lot of cases, it's so different that you can't even process the fact that they're the same person. But they are, you know. I mean, they're just a changed person, probably. Yeah. But at the end of the day, they're still the same person. Yeah. So how do I do this? Oh, maybe I should do it. Yeah, with this one. And then, okay, so how do I do that? How do I do this part? Should I do it? No. gonna just do it like that, and then here I'm gonna try to connect the two. How? I don't know. Maybe like this, like that. Okay, you know what? Maybe I should have done that from the beginning. Huh? You know, that makes a lot more sense. Alright, well, I mean, I don't know about making sense, but like it looks way better than this. Whatever this is, this looks way better. I don't know. Okay, actually, well, I don't know if it will look like that. Maybe it would be a bit more open. But yeah, you know, like I said before, I'm not an. I mean, anyone can technically be an artist. So, you know, to say that you're not an artist is just kind of, you know, like you're downplaying yourself for no reason. You're just being mean to yourself for no reason. Well, but I mean, I guess at the same time, it's true that, you know, even though everybody can technically be an artist, that doesn't mean that they actually are one, or that, you know, they will be. Would I say I am an artist though? Like, sure, I can be an artist, but like, am I an artist? Well, you know, I think so. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to. Okay, that actually, the more I look at this, it more looks like it doesn't make much sense. Maybe if it were a little longer. Oh shoot, what did I do? Okay, I mean, I know exactly what I did. Gonna do it again. But yeah, anyway, like I think I am an artist, I think. I mean, to be fair though, you know, some people are called artists and they're not necessarily creating anything. They're just kind of copying a photo or something. And I'm not talking about people who use references, by the way. I'm talking about people who literally just redraw an image, an already existing image. Now, do I think those people are not artists? Well, I don't know. If we go by the definition that, you know, an artist is supposed to be someone who creates something, in a way, maybe it's not art. It's just like a technically well-made picture. I don't know. You know, but man, I don't know. I'm just gonna put myself on the spot for no reason. Like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I confusing myself like this? I really don't need to make myself this confused. And again, you know, like that was just kind of, you know, I mean, there's a lot of criticisms my dad has of me that are very, very much fair. Like, I cannot argue. There are some others that, you know, I would say are definitely more debatable. However, there is one that, even though I agree that I shouldn't be like that, you know, at the same time, it's also just not that easy to just, I don't know. Well, it's on the topic of, well, oh man, come on. What is it? Like, oh yeah, standing up for yourself in any kind of way. Like in any situation, you know, in general, I think I can. However, I don't know. I think, especially if the other person is like from the family, I don't know. family or like someone who like I already like I'm kind of expected to be nice to, it's a lot harder for me to just, I don't know, protest when there's a problem. Not always though, or like when I think there's a problem. Not always, but like, you know, like last stream yesterday I talked about this family meeting, and yeah, like I didn't talk about it, but there was a point where they were selling fries, and you know, I don't know, something went wrong like, with the production of it or something, and you know, it was another part of the family that wasn't actually directly from my family, but they were like selling fries, and you know, I bought them, you know, and I was waiting for the fries, but you know, at times, you know, other family members of theirs would go and, you know, get the fries before me, and I would be there just kind of waiting. And I don't know, at the time, I don't know, it just kind of like, I wasn't too, I mean, I was annoyed by it, of course I was, but like, I don't know, I just kind of thought to myself, well, they were probably like ahead or something like that. But you know, I mean, I guess now from what my dad said, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I just kind of let them walk over me, you know, just kind of, you know, like I reminded them of it, you know, multiple times, but for sure, but I didn't like protest about it, you know. I didn't say like, hey, yo, come on, what's going on? Like, I've been here longer than, you know, these people. Like, sure, they're from my family, but I mean, come on. Yeah. So, you know, it's that kind of thing. It's like the whole social anxiety thing. Like, can't help being maybe a little too nice sometimes. Not always, though. But yeah, sometimes it just happens. And, you know, it's not something that I could just turn on and off, you know. Because, you know, the way my dad says it is like, yeah, well, you shouldn't let people walk over. Which, and yeah, I mean, no shit, Dad, no shit. I agree with you. And I mean, I know he means well when he says this. You know, he always says it to me. Like, I shouldn't let other people walk over me, you know. And I definitely agree. He's right about that. However, you know, it really, you know, it ain't easy. It ain't easy when you're not used to doing it, is what I mean. You know, if you already are used to that, well, yeah, I mean, that just makes sense to you, and it's not difficult to do. But if you're like me, then yeah, it ain't that easy. Unless I get properly angry, it's very hard for me to start protesting. Not going to a protest, but I mean, like, you know, just kind of complaining without going into an argument or insulting the other person or anything like that. But I feel like in most cases, when I have, you know, complained, it's because I got to the point where I was actually annoyed, like, and you could tell from the tone of my voice that I was annoyed. Like, I got to that point, you know. That day at the family gathering, I wasn't necessarily up to that point yet, so, and I never got to that point, but I would have, you know. And I mean, actually, something did kind of happen with another family member, though. But, you know, I mean, maybe that's a story for a different day. Yeah, I think so. But it was, yeah, it's a little odd. You know, it's a little odd. You know, sometimes I can just really just say what I want to say, and even be, you know, slightly, I don't know, selfish. because I admit, I am a little selfish, you know only child and all that. I am a little selfish, and maybe maybe a bit more than just a little selfish. But I and I mean, you definitely, and god damn it, my whole life, obviously, I've been taught. I mean, we are all taught that being not just jealous, being God, wait, being selfish is a bad thing, obviously, and I definitely do agree that it is a bad thing. I mean, I would definitely not want my kids to be selfish. However, at the same time, I think it's nice to be a nice person, but if deep down you kind of feel like you really are selfish, but you constantly act nice because, well, for many reasons. It doesn't have to be just like social anxiety. It could be a variety of reasons. But if you are selfish, if you feel like you are indeed selfish, but you feel like well, obviously nobody is expected to be selfish, but like there's so many worse people, like people that have way worse traits than just being selfish, that honestly, I think you have the right to be selfish. I definitely think everybody has the right to be selfish. Which, to some people that might sound obvious, but maybe not to everybody. Maybe there might be someone out there who might be kind of like me, selfish, but they're like self-conscious about it. And for that same reason, you're maybe a bit too nice to compensate for that. And also maybe you're like me in the sense that you're also, you also have social anxiety, which worsens that even more. If that's the case, well, I hope what I said helps you somewhat, So sorry if I sound a little odd every now and then. I don't know. Like sometimes when I'm trying to get across something I want to say, I just kind of like I struggle to like really get my point across, but I hope I did. Sure, I definitely agree that in general you shouldn't be selfish, and you shouldn't encourage other people necessarily to be selfish. And like, especially if you have like children, obviously don't encourage them to be selfish. However, if you truly feel like you are selfish, but you can't fully change that, that means that you're always gonna live feeling guilty, because that you're selfish, and if you can't change that, if you can, well, perfect. But if you are like me and you can't change it, or you simply just don't want to change that. I kind of do, but I also, I don't know, because I spend most of my time alone. I guess it doesn't really matter to me if I am selfish, at least for most of the time when I'm alone. But when I do interact with people, I am self-conscious about it. So I think it's good to be aware that it's fine. You have the right, just like some other people have the right to be way worse and way more mean and do way worse things, every day. I don't think there's anything wrong with you being a little selfish. Maybe a bit more than just a little selfish. Feel free to be selfish every now and then. Maybe not all the time, of course, but still, it's your life at the end of the day, man. Like, it's your life. It's your life. So yeah, if you really do wanna be a little selfish, just do it. Just do it. You might just feel then, I mean, if you really do act selfish, and well, see what happens to you. Like, see how you react to that. Like, do you feel guilty about being selfish, or maybe do you feel like me, I generally try to not act selfish, but when I do, I don't really feel guilty about it, to be honest with you. I actually kind of, I don't know, I just kind of feel good about myself because I'm, and again, this might sound pretty bad, but it kind of feels like I am being my true self in a way. Again, I'm not actually saying be selfish, especially to the people who are not selfish. The people who aren't selfish, man, good for you. Good for you. But I am selfish. And, I'm not going to live my whole life, feeling bad about it. As long as, you're not extremely selfish to the point where, well, you're an asshole, well, I guess it's fine. It's fine to be and hey, I mean, if you really are an ass, well, I guess just be an ass. Be yourself, and I mean that truly. Especially in today's society, I think there's a lot of pressure to not be yourself and be the best of yourself, which, I mean, I definitely do think we should strive to be the better version of ourselves. I agree with that message. However, the reality is most of the time we don't. So, like, if you're not trying to be your best, don't also just feel bad for being you. If you're a little selfish, if you're an ass, but you feel bad about it, like you're aware that you're an ass, and so you try to overcompensate by being too nice, well, for one, you're probably not going to be able to have proper relationships with anybody, or like you're always going to feel like the other person doesn't truly know you. But hey, who knows? Maybe by being an ass, you might actually find somebody who likes you regardless. You never know. You never know. Yeah. So yeah, that's a little, like, a real life lesson. If anybody ever hears this, I don't know. Hopefully, yeah. And if so, I know what some of the stuff I said about myself being selfish, I know it sounds kind of wild, and it might have maybe damaged your view of me now. Like, if you learned about me later, and now you're watching this stream of my early beginnings with literally 0 viewers. Like, I don't even have 1 viewer right now, by the way. I'm looking at the stream on my laptop. Like, there's 0 viewers right now. I don't mind that because, I know that I'm just beginning. I'm at that early stage of just, you can do whatever you want and say whatever you want in many ways. Maybe not everything, but you know what I mean. I mean, I hope I didn't break that impression you had of me before. But again, keep in mind that, what I'm trying to do is just be real with you. If there's something about you that you feel bad about, but at the same time you can't help being that, well, maybe it is your true self, and maybe you should just let yourself be that, not care if it's technically bad. Maybe you'll actually feel good if you're doing it. Like I said, at least try giving it a go. Like, if you're selfish, or you feel like you're selfish like me, but you never act selfish, try to do it, for once. Try to be selfish, actually, at least once. See how it feels. Do you feel guilty about it, or do you feel good about it? Then you will know for sure. Because if you do it and you actually feel bad, you genuinely feel bad, then well, okay, maybe you should change. But if you're like kind of like me, and low key, you kind of felt good about it. And by the way, I know I haven't given any context to what I'm talking about. Like, okay, so in what kind of way were you selfish? Well, see, without going into full detail, I guess, I just, about the fries I was talking about earlier. Well, I had some fries, and there's this family member who, well, he was always nice technically, but because of his attitude, I've always been, although I've never actually said it, I've always been kind of iffy on him. I don't hate him or anything like that. He's just kind of like meh, to me, meh. Like, I could do without him, and I'd be fine, So like before the quote unquote incident happened, he cracked a little joke, and I mean, it was technically a harmless joke, but because I wasn't involved with the conversation, it just kind of seemed like he was just kind of targeting me out of nowhere for no reason. Like, I didn't ask to be like the butt of your joke, bruh. And you might say, oh man, you sound like you're fun at parties, but let's be real here. Like, if you're minding your own business and then somebody like makes you quote unquote, like, let's say in a way, the butt of the joke, if you have a personality, like a proper good personality, and you're good at handling jokes, and I mean by good at handling jokes, I mean you can just slap back with a better joke or something like that, well, you probably don't care. But if you're like me and you can't, or you're not very good at that, at like slapping back, and you're just gonna awkwardly laugh like I do, yeah, that that annoyance kind of builds up. So a little after that happened, I got my fries, but it wasn't the same fries. This was before I got the other fries, before I had that other incident of quote unquote people walking over me. This was before that, actually. But yeah, I was eating my fries, and then there's same guy, the same family member, I don't know if he did it fully jokingly at first, or if he was really gonna take it, to be honest with you. But he really got his hand really close to the fries, and I immediately, almost by instinct, I just kind of moved it aside and said, I had a fry on my mouth at the moment. And he said, he was joking, but immediately he said he actually asked for one. Like, if he just joked about it, it would have been fine. But the thing is, he still actually asked for one. So I have a feeling he actually would have. He asked for one to see if it was good. Now, I do think my response definitely wasn't the greatest, and this is what I mean. It's like like, I'm not saying I am a saint, and that's what I mean. Like, I definitely was selfish for how I responded, but in a way, but I don't care. I was a little annoyed at him already, and yeah, I don't feel bad about it, actually. But so after he asked to give him one just to see how it tasted so he could buy one, I said, my response was, I looked at him, and then I said, 100, well, how much would that be? Well, I said 100 pesos, which in dollars would be like, well, not dollars, that would be like some, what would be that? Well, how would that be, like 10 cents? Or, what's that? Yeah, like 10 cents? I don't know, actually. I don't know if that was it, but like, it was not much. But I was half joking when I said that, but what I really meant was, no, I'm not gonna give you my fries. I didn't like. I wasn't actually gonna ask for money to it. Like that part wasn't serious. But what was serious was the fact that I didn't actually want to give him my fries. Like he could just go and buy them, you know. And he said, "Oh, I don't even remember exactly what he said, but like, he said something like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna remember that." And I said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna remember too." And yeah, whatever. But yeah, like that was the one, like what I'm talking about, of me being kind of selfish. I might sound like I don't know. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, but I don't know. I mean, I definitely, like I said, I'm not saying I'm fully justified in doing it. In fact, I don't think I'm justified on being like that. However, I'm real with you. I don't care if I'm not really justified. I like, even though I immediately felt a little bad. I didn't feel bad because of, I mean, I felt bad for the way I acted, in the sense that I know I shouldn't do it. However, I don't regret doing it, which is a little odd, I know, to say, but yeah, in a way I felt good. It felt like I just stood my ground, and regardless of whether it was the good thing to do and the good thing to say, I did it. I wasn't just a nice guy. I didn't just laugh awkwardly and say, "Oh sure, take my fries," even though I didn't actually want to give him the fries. Because that's the thing. Like if I really wanted to give him the fries, I would have, but I didn't want to. So like, I'm glad that I didn't. I have the right. So even though I do think it wasn't the best way to handle it, it still was an example of me being kind of selfish. And even though I felt annoyed, and I did feel a little bad of the way I responded, it still felt good. I don't regret saying it, and I don't regret doing that. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, try to, if the occasion comes where you can do what you feel like you want to do, but you don't. Okay, I mean, I guess it depends. I mean, like, I don't even know if I could. Well, yeah, I guess I can just say it. I mean, come on. Like, obviously, if you're like a killer or you want to kill somebody, no. Like, that's where I draw the line, buddy. Definitely don't do that. All right, but like in any other case, sure, go ahead, do what you want to do. Just do it, and then you'll see like how you react to that. Like, if you react badly, then like fully badly, I mean, you don't feel good about it in any way, that means that, yeah, you definitely need to change that. But if that's not the case, if okay, maybe you're like me and you have like the criticism of maybe, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but to be honest, it still kind of felt good, so I don't care. If you're like that, then it might just be what you really are like. Maybe you're just kind of trying to not be the person you really are in order to just, fit in and be the good person, not have any enemies, which is something that I've always done. To be fair, I've always been, in many ways, I know it's kind of like even a meme of the whole beta kind of thing, or like, oh, the nice girl beta and all that, with, as opposed to the alpha male and all that. But no, but like being serious, like serious talk. I'm serious talking here. Yeah, like I have been a nice guy for like so long, and I don't mean like like not that kind of. No, I mean, I think you know exactly what I mean, right? Like, yeah, jokes aside, that's literally what I mean. Just being overly nice, even though there's no need, and it also just kind of makes me look weak. Yeah. Even though I know I'm not, Okay, so how are we doing? Well, to be fair, like, how much did we advance? Not a lot. Not a lot, right? Like, we had this before, and now we have just this part. Yeah. I mean, I can continue. I could continue. Okay, I think I'm gonna do another stream. But I don't know if I want it to be... Okay, I'm gonna do another stream a little later. But I think I'm not... Yeah, no, I'm not gonna stream... I'm not gonna do a drawing stream. I'm gonna do something else. Yeah, you know what? I'm already gonna start with the experimentation. Because I don't want my channel to just be this, you know. I already said this. I don't want to just be a drawing channel, even in my beginnings. So next stream, which is gonna be, I don't know, maybe like half an hour from now, or maybe less, is gonna be completely different. Not gonna spoil, just completely different. Not drawing stream, completely different. See you there. Yeah, gonna change. There we go. Hope you liked the stream. Hope your view of me didn't change too negatively after what the stuff I talked about. Hopefully, and also hopefully you don't have a problem with my obvious accent. You know, not a native speaker, not a native English speaker, obviously, and I'm not gonna pretend to be one. But yeah, hope you had fun somehow. I don't know. Have a good rest of your day, and you know, just do what you want to do, man. Fuck what they tell you, unless you're a killer, in which case stop it, get some help. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Bye bye.